yo, come here, Alexa. Come here a sec.
What is it, Mayor Aaron?
Hey, yeah, so I got my Maryse figures for that history video, and I seem to be missing one.
Don't look at me. I didn't do anything. I don't know why he blames me every time something goes missing.
Yeah, so I had to ask you because I can't shake this horrible feeling. Almost like you're trying to sabotage me and overthrow me as mayor of LumberJillville or something. Oh boy, how do I explain co-mayor Alexa? Energetic, that's a good one. I think she's very ambitious. How about some negative traits? Oh yeah, she's shady as fuck.
Which Maryse figure are you missing?
Yeah, I seem to be missing the Jakks Maryse figure. Yeah, the one that's based off of her 2008 swimsuit competition.
The Jakks one? I didn't take that stupid figure. I totally took that stupid figure.
Well, listen, however we feel about it, I need to find that figure so I can complete my Maryse figure collection and do my history video. You know, that's the problem with co-mayor Alexa sometimes. She can often be way too negative. I mean, even though I'm not proud of the origins of that figure, it is a women's wrestling figure, so thus, it has history behind it and deserves a little bit of respect.
Have you looked in your daughter's toys?
Ooh, great idea. You're a freaking genius, co-mayor Alexa. Let's go look. Yeah, see, my daughter has her own toy collection, and she honestly has her own wrestling figure collection. And 9 times out of 10, if she sees something in my collection she wants, she can have it. But this Maryse figure, I need it to complete this history video. Whew. Alright, well, it's got to be here somewhere.
No way he finds the figure.
Okay, I can't find it. I don't know. I don't know where it is. But you know what? That's fine, co-mayor Alexa, because I had a backup plan. So instead of doing the Maryse figure history, I'll just do a review of my fabulous Moolah Jakks figure.
No, wait. I will make sure that Mayor Aaron never reviews the Moolah figure on this channel. Never. Here's your dumb figure so you can make the history video. Just lock that Moolah figure up and never review it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know why co-mayor Alexa hates the fabulous Moolah so much. So, I have her Wikipedia page pulled up here, and let me tell you some of her accolades. Alright, so all she did for women's wrestling was, let's see here, bury talent, okay, pimp out the women's wrestlers at the time, and steal from her clients. Oh man, the fabulous Moolah sucks. Well, let's just get into this Maryse figure history. Hey y'all, welcome to LumberJillville. Women's wrestling lives here. So let me ask you a question. When you think of women's wrestling figures and you think of women that every one of their figures has been a complete home run, who do you think of? Maybe Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, those are 2 great ones. But what about Maryse? See, she's had 4 Mattel releases and 1 Jakks release, and in my opinion, at least as far as the Mattel releases go, they're each individually a home run. So I really wanted to do a history video on the Maryse figures because I really love them. So without further ado, let's dive into her debut figure. Ruthless Aggression Series 36, released in 2008. The attire is from the March 7th, 2008 edition of SmackDown, where she was a participant in the Diva Swimsuit Contest. This was following the 2007 Diva Search Contest that Eve Torres won. Eve, Cherry, Maryse, Victoria, and Michelle McCool were all involved this night. The contest turned into an all-out brawl where Michelle McCool stood tall in the ring at the end. And yes, this attire is surprisingly spot on to the swimsuit she wore in that contest. So let's start off with Maryse's introductory figure here, which was released by Jakks all the way back in 2008. Now, if you watch the channel, you know that I'm not a huge fan of the Jakks women's figures. I think they had some home runs along the way, but for the most part, The bodies and the heads are just all out of proportion, and this figure's no different. So the face really isn't terrible. It's actually pretty darn good for the time. And it does resemble her quite nice. She has nice little eyeshadow. It's got a little sparkle to it, so that's always cool to see. Now, the biggest hiccup is the fact that they chose her from her swimsuit competition. I thought this was her wrestling attire at the time, but upon research, yeah, they pretty much nailed what she wore that night. Now, also you might notice that her skin tone in her torso is like an orange color, and I think mine is just discolored a little bit. So, looking closely here, we got a black molded top, black molded bottoms, and then a bunch of paint detail here to simulate the straps with little silver studs. Moving down to her feet, she has these high-heeled boots, which makes her a terror to try to get her to stand. It just does not happen, and she has no peg holes, so no display stands will get this to stay. So even though I'll probably display all the other Maryses, I will not be displaying this, mostly because the night that it simulates, but on top of that, she just doesn't stand, so not a bad introductory figure, in my opinion. However, her Mattel figures are where it really picks up and what I can't wait to cover, so let's move on. Basic Series 8, released in 2010. This attire is from an episode of WWE Superstars on May 13th, 2010, where Maryse and Jillian defeated the Bella Twins in a tag team match. Now let's dive right into her first Mattel release. Now this was Basic Series 8, released in 2010. And I want to give a quick shout out to Seth Phelps of the Chick Foley Show. Check him out on Instagram. A great group of people. And he helped me obtain this figure after I'd been looking for it for quite some time. So shout out to them. Now I have to say that when this came out, the women's basics early in the line actually had elite articulation. So this is pretty much a Maryse Elite figure. And I freaking love it. So looking close at the face scan, I love that she has some expression and emotion to her face scan, because a lot of times we don't get that in the women's figures. A lot of times they're just kind of straight-faced or smiling, but she has some emotion, and I think it looks awesome. Her hair sculpt is also great, where it flips over the top and hangs down. I know the first thing I noticed with her attire is she does have that generic sports bra type mold with the top just painted over, but on her it's not that noticeable because the deep color purple that they use. Moving with the color, we have deep purple. It goes into like a pastel purple at the top and a pastel purple strap going around with gold trim. Her bottoms are a deep purple with that pastel purple around the waist. Kind of dips down a little bit. Looks awesome. She has knee sleeves that are purple with the gold trim. Purple kick pads with black boots underneath with the gold trim. Something I also noticed is she has a tattoo on her left wrist that says Guy. That is in tribute to her father who passed away. So this figure is freaking awesome. If you can get a hold of it, I would highly suggest it because this is a truly amazing basic and I love it. Battle Pack Series 46, released in 2017, released with The Miz. This attire is from her appearance on Miz TV that opened up SmackDown on April 14th, 2016. Next up, we have our Battle Pack 46 release. And I have to say, this figure really does stand out. Once again, she has elite articulation. But obviously, this figure stands out so much because this awesome gold jacket. I mean, first off with the face scan, they knocked it out of the park. I mean, this face scan is freaking awesome. And it has this arrogant look to it, which matches her heel persona at the time so well. She also has this molded gray necklace piece. I wish that was silver, but it looks good gray. And it's nice to have that accessory. And this gold jacket, I don't believe it's removable, considering she has molded arm sleeves. It would look weird even if it was. But this gold jacket, I mean, it's stunning. I mean, look at this thing. It's like a trench coat, I guess you could call it. Like a female trench coat that's tied up in the front to make it a little feminine. So it's definitely an awesome jacket. She has black tights underneath with these really stylish high black boots with the high heel on the back. Now, I am going to say that she is very hard to stand because that almost has the Brandy Rhodes syndrome, where the back little heel is a little short, so it's kind of hard to stand her, but she does have pegs. So I will take note that the night that this is based off of, I believe she was wearing shorts, but that's okay because this figure really does stand out and pop, and I think it is an awesome, quote-unquote, basic figure, considering it came in a battle pack, but once again, it has that elite articulation. Walgreens exclusive Women's Division Elite, released in 2017. This attire is from SummerSlam 2016, which took place on August 21st, where Maryse accompanied The Miz. He retained the Intercontinental title that night, defeating Apollo Crews. So this Walgreens exclusive Maryse, I mean, this is a stunning, stunning figure. And I have to tell you, it's kind of heartbreaking because, in my opinion, you can probably still find this at some Walgreens out there. I wouldn't say it warmed the pegs, but it kind of did, unfortunately. And this is such a great figure with so much detail that it breaks my heart. So, moving first into the accessory she comes with this IC title, which, like I said before, The Miz retained that night at SummerSlam that this attire is based off of. But just look how it goes with this attire. I mean, this is a gorgeous, gorgeous figure. So, you will notice she has this hat accessory, which is very detailed, a little silver molded design. You take that off, we have that awesome scan that we just saw in that battle pack. And looking close at detail, she has purple painted nails with a ring there. I'm married to The Miz, she says. No tattoo on the wrist, which is a little interesting. Now, this top piece is I don't think it's a removable piece, but it is a molded piece, which looks great. And she has this really intricate top underneath with silver sparkly designs on it. And then moving it around, that design continues to come around the side, almost like a silver corset piece, I guess you would call that there. And the bottoms are just plain white, and then she has these thigh-high white boots. Now, this is the piece that was used on the most recent basic with Scarlett, and it works out well on her, but this is kind of the origins of it. And yeah, this looks awesome. This is an awesome molded piece. And what's great about it is the way that they made it, it's actually pretty easy to stand her. And a lot of times with these heels, it's not very easy, but with her, it's pretty simple. So I would say that this is the Maryse figure you should try to get because it should be pretty inexpensive, and this is a freaking great figure. Battle Pack Series 51 released in 2018 with The Miz. This attire is from when Maryse and The Miz dressed as Nikki Bella and John Cena in their feud build-up to WrestleMania 33, and had some very memorable and entertaining segments. This attire is specifically from the April 4th, 2017 edition of SmackDown, where The Miz and Maryse came out dressed up as Cena and Nikki and said that they were leaving the WWE for good, while still in character as Cena and Nikki. This was the SmackDown following WrestleMania 33, where John and Nikki defeated Maryse and Miz in a mixed tag match. So let's round out her figure releases with the last one that was released by Mattel all the way back in 2018, and this is the most fun one. Now, I did do a mini review of this on my top 5 Halloween costume women's figures all the way back at Jilloween, but this figure is so cool, and it's so much fun. Now, obviously, it is just a Nikki Bella body. We got the Nikki Bella socks, the sneakers. We got the black bottoms here. We have the Stay Fearless top. But what stands out is that Maryse scan with the black hair. I mean, how cool is that? Now, I also noticed on this figure, they really made her eyebrow really raised up, so it really adds to kind of the arrogant look. And I think that is so cool. It also comes with the hat. Now, I do have the Miz that is dressed as John Cena, so it's such a cool 2-pack. It might be my favorite battle pack of all time. It's just a lot of fun and really cool. And I love this Maryse. And I think it's so cool to have this in your collection because those that aren't aware are probably going to look at it and say, that doesn't even look like Nikki Bella. And you go, well, you know what? That's Maryse. So yeah, this figure is a lot of fun and it's really cool. So now I want to go into the ranking. This is what I do every figure history video. I rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. So my least favorite Maryse figure at number 5 is no surprise the Jakks Ruthless Aggression Series 36. Now, it's not a horrible figure, but it does bother me this attire is based on a swimsuit competition appearance. And yeah, Jakks women's figures usually don't stand out in a good way to me, so this is number 5. At number 4, we have Battle Pack Series 51, where she's dressed as Nikki Bella. This is a very fun figure. It's very cool, but it's also kind of niche, and it's one of those things that it really isn't a complete Maryse figure to me, but it's cool, so it's number 4. At number 3, we have Battle Pack Series 47. Now, this is an awesome Maryse figure. I really do love this figure, and it does get very hard with these final 3 Mattel Maryse figures because they're all pretty awesome. But this is number 3 because the other 2 have reasons that I will explain next. At number 2, we have, surprisingly to a lot of you, the Walgreens exclusive Women's Division Elite. Now, this is a very awesome figure, and like I mentioned, this is probably the easiest one to get a hold of. So make sure that if you don't have a Maryse figure, this is probably the one to get because it is very affordable right now, and this is a great, awesome figure. And my number 1 favorite Maryse figure is Basic Series 8. Now, not only do I love the facial expression, the purple attire, but what I really like about this figure, what I love about this figure, is she is in her wrestling attire, and most of her figures are in her managerial attire. So it's nice to have her in her wrestling attire to show that, hey, she can go, she can wrestle, she's not just a manager. So this one to me really stands out, and this is my favorite Maryse figure. I hope you enjoyed the figure history of Maryse, and like I mentioned, her figures aren't talked about much, but in my opinion, I believe she should be up there in the arguments for superstars that have had the best Mattel figure releases. All 4 of hers are awesome. Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, they also have some awesome releases, but Maryse should be right up there with them. So, with that being said, I hope you'll have a great night, stay safe, and look forward to Basic Series 121 Bayley coming very, very soon. And as soon as I get her, the review will be up. Have a great night, y'all.